Welcome to another SVG News Sponsor Spotlight. My name is Jason Dackman. We're super excited to have Bolin joining us over at SVG. You know Bolin very well from their PTZ cameras, and they're certainly continuing to evolve as a company now, providing things out of their own brand rather than manufacturing for others. Sapan Doshi is joining us here. Sapan, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on, Jason.
So tell me a little bit for those that aren't familiar about Bolin. Certainly we can see by the gear that surrounds you, the technology that you guys provide. And I think most people in the industry know the name, but in terms of what the latest developments have been and how you guys have evolved as a company, tell us a little bit about where you're at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like to describe Bolin as the largest PTZ brand that no one has heard of. It's a bit of an overstatement, but I mean, it speaks to who Bolin is. We've been in the industry for about 20 years now. But a huge chunk of that history was manufacturing for a lot of the other brands. So people may be familiar with our products, but don't necessarily know it's a Bolin product. And over the last 5 years, we've really made an effort to move away from that, and we no longer manufacture for anyone. We solely manufacture for ourselves. And so we're now a designer and brand of PTZ cameras and various AV over IP solutions.
Very cool. And one thing I think about you guys is there's a wide range of solutions, right? And what we've certainly found with a lot of sports facilities is there's no shortage of indoor PTZ cameras, but in terms of the rugged needs of outdoors, that can be a challenge. But you guys do have a solution for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're a bit of a pioneer in this industry where what a lot of people will do is they'll take indoor cameras and just put a housing around it. And yes, that's absolutely great. But we decided to take it one step further and make purpose-built outdoor cameras like what I have around me that are robust enough to handle variety of temperatures, variety of different weather conditions, but you're not sacrificing on the quality. You're not doing a CCTV camera. It's still broadcast quality optics inside of an outdoor purpose-built housing. So you still have all of the various IO that's on the camera, whether it's SDI, whether it's optical fiber, or the IP streams that we're helping transitioning everyone to, whether it's NDI, whether it's RT, MP, SRT, you name the IP workflow, and we have everything built into a camera. So you get everything you would in an indoor camera, but you're not sacrificing on where it can be used.
Sure. Which again has been sort of the ubiquitous issue with
Right.
anything that's outdoor is you while you may be able to get reliability in the rugged casing, the flexibility and the performance are not usually there. But in this case, they are. So
Exactly.
tell me a little bit about what's your customer base look like in terms of sports specifically? Who are some of the people that you guys work with? Where are the installations that you think are emblematic of what Bolin can provide for the sports market?
Yeah, so I mean, because of how rugged and robust our cameras are, they show up in just about every sports application that you can think of. The most common one that we're using is in a lot of NFL operations. So if you go to any NFL training facility, you're most likely going to find a handful of our SD530s out here on my left. That is our speed dome camera that's meant to move really fast to keep up with the fast action of sports. But outside of football, we also have a lot of baseball teams that are using our cameras. We have a lot of hockey teams that are using our cameras. You go over to Europe, and a lot of European football teams or soccer teams are using our cameras out on their pitch. So again, you just named the application and sports industry, but because of the unique, like I said, the unique abilities of our camera, it fits in a lot of different environments.
And how have you seen the market evolve? Again, Bolin's been in the market a lot now, more often over the last 5 years as your own brand and providing your own products. But I'm sure the demands, especially within the sports market, have evolved and changed. What are some things that your customers are coming to you with and saying, man, I would really love if your system could do this, or ways that they're being installed at facilities that are unique and interesting?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a couple of interesting things about Bolin that really help cater to this market. One and foremost, everyone knows that we're trying to move to remote workflows where you're
Sure.
trying to send less crew out, right? And PTZs are absolutely a huge aspect of that, where you can send the camera out and control it remotely. You don't need to send 5 people out, and also you can put the camera in places that you normally wouldn't be able to get to, right? It's a lot more compact. It survives in various conditions, like we had mentioned. So that's one aspect of it. But the other aspect is the whole IP connectivity part of it, right? And this is something Bolin did very early on, almost 10 years ago. We introduced our first dual output camera where you can take not just an IP stream from the camera, but also a baseband stream,
Sure.
and let you route it flexibly. So one camera can service your in-venue IMAG screen, for example, while another feed can go out to whether it's a recording software or being sent remotely to a production facility or something like that.
Right.
And now Bolin is just continuing to invent upon that with multiple IP streams, eventually adding 2110 capabilities to these cameras and really making it a true broadcast grade camera.
Sure. And like you said, the flexibility to go NDI, SRT, 2110 soon,
Yep.
these types of things, to have that flexibility regardless of what your infrastructure is a big deal in this day and age, for sure.
Absolutely.
Um,
Being able to use one piece of kit and leverage it in multiple scenarios at the same time, it just makes it that much easier to get going with your broadcast. And as we talk about broadcast, right, it's not just about the high-end broadcasters anymore. Even your local, college team wants to be able to stream their games out,
yep.
and they don't necessarily they're not able to attain the really high end pieces of gear, and that's where Bolin kind of comes in as well. Is we have such a wide variety of gear, and we cater to so many different markets in that. So anything from your local high school or college all the way up to your tier one teams and large stadiums, we fit in all those applications.
Excellent. Well, lots of exciting stuff going on in the PTZ market right now. You guys are right at the forefront, and we're super excited to have you as part of SVG. Sapan, thanks so much for taking the time, and we hope to see you at an SVG event soon.
Absolutely. Nice talking to you, Jason.
You too. For more information, make sure to check out bolintechnology.com. It's bolintechnology.com. And also, of course, at sportsvideo.org for more news on Bolin Technology.